Every week, the program Sports Nation introduces you to the main events of Kazakhstan and world sports. We cover large tournaments, find outstanding heroes, and open doors to the best sports arenas in the country. In today's issue, the most striking moments of the last national championship in speed skating. An interview with the captain of the national basketball team, Rustam Yergali. And also, interesting facts about children's and youth football. First, briefly about the main news of the week. Mexican Saul Alvarez faces a one-year suspension for doping. The hearing of his case will be held on April 18th. Earlier, two doping tests of Alvarez, taken on 17th and 20th of February, showed the traces of clenbuterol. In early April, Canelo officially refused to enter the ring against Golovkin on May 5th. In Almaty, the management of the Kairat Mini Football Club presented the new head coach Figueroa Silva, better known as Kaka, the owner of the UEFA Cup and the title of the champion of Russia, told what concept he will follow when forming the team. Our concept is to have a perfect balance, practically 50-50 or 60-40% of local football players to foreigners. This is what we have at the moment. In Astana, the draw of the round of 16 of the Kazakhstan Cup in football was held. That's how it looked. The current champion Astana will play with Makhtaral, and the Almaty Kairat awaits a difficult travel to Kokshetau. Interesting confrontation is expected between the two Shymkent clubs, Kiran and Ordabasa. All matches will be held on April 18. Kazakhstan's first racket, Zarina Diaz, returned to the top 50 of the world's strongest tennis players in the WTA rankings. In the updated version of the rating, Diaz rose from 56th to 48th place. In the male rating of the ATP, Mikhail Kukushkin lost 9 positions, moving down to 92nd place. He's the only one from Kazakhstan that enters the top 100. Next on Sports Nation, the brightest moments of the last championship of Kazakhstan on speed skating. About 100 athletes from 8 regions of the country took part in the last Kazakhstan Speed Skating Championship in all-around. Participants competed at 4 distances: 500, 1500, 5000 and 10,000 meters. A real struggle unfolded for places on the pedestal. We have not had such an intrigue for a long time. I used to go on long distances, and no one was behind me. In this case, we did not know to the last minute who out of 5-6 people will be the first to reach the finish line. A few days before the country's championship, Babenko's twins won 6 medals at the World Student Championship in Minsk. Ivan Arzhanikov won the title of the world champion among students at a distance of 1500 meters. He also became the first at home tournament too.
Все ребята показали личные секунды, персональные рекорды. И, честно говоря, мы ехали туда за одной.
All athletes showed extra seconds, personal records. Honestly, we went there for one medal, in the hope that all will perform with dignity. Of course, I try to remember what I have learned over the years.
Научился всему. И я думаю, самое главное сыграло даже не сколько.
I think that not only physical training played its role, but the general mood among the athletes. For them, I was an authority, and maybe it inspired them. They believed in me.
Был каким-то авторитетом, да? И их, может быть, это вдохновило, то, что поверили они в меня.
The second in the championship in Minsk and the home championship was Dmitry Morozov. Demyan Gavrilov won the bronze medal. Skaters are going to intensively prepare for the next Olympic season. At the World Championships, among the students, we had a good form. We overcame the championship and immediately after got into the plane and flew here. In just one day we skated at the Championship of Kazakhstan. It was difficult, of course, but I think we did it. Yekaterina Aidova proved her status of the leader among the girls at the championship. Tatiana Sokirko and Valeria Chadova won the second and third places. Among the juniors, the best results were shown by the Anvar Muhammadiyev from Almaty and Ksenia Yakovleva from Ust-Kamenogorsk.
We trained at long distances for mountain triathlon. We prepared especially for this, gradually, step by step. My dream is to achieve higher results, participate at the World Championship, and if possible, at the Olympic Games.
Season for skaters is over. The next competition will be held in October. Coming up next on Sports Nation, the captain of the basketball club Astana, Rustam Yergali, will answer the most interesting questions from the fans.
Basketball becomes more popular year by year, but still not the same as football or boxing. Players associate the new stage of basketball with appearance of Astana team, which plays in the VTB League. Before the start of the season, the team was updated by 50%. The main goals of the club and development of basketball in the country we will discuss with the team leader, Rustam Yergali.
Yeah.
The team is on the 9th place. Difficult matches are ahead of you. What are the chances of getting into the playoffs?
Шансы у нас все есть. Это не как вот такое, есть такое поверье, да, что у нас один шанс какой-то есть.
We have all the chances. You just need to win at least 2-3 matches to be there. Now behind the zone of the playoffs are teams that have an equal number of points.
За зоной плей-офф находятся все команды, которые имеют равное количество очков.
Everything will depend on how other teams play. But they still have difficult matches. And we played the most difficult matches at the beginning of the season.
Напротив, сыграли все сложные матчи, наверное, в начале сезона.
What was the reason for coach Kostas Flevarakis not to finish the season?
По ряду нескольких причин. Я опять же вот вернусь к тому, что у нас в начале сезона.
There are several reasons. The beginning of the season was not quite successful. The first game was played against CSKA Moscow. Then Unix visited us. Maybe a lot depends on the coach, but maybe more from the team. Because the coach does not play.
Тренер, он не играет, правильно? Я думаю, наверное, это решение было немножко сделано на эмоциях.
I think that this decision was made based on emotions. It's a common thing to make premature decisions. Flevarakis lacked strictness and discipline.
В Флеваракисе не хватало немножко дисциплины именно с командой.
Today there are 3 top clubs in the league: CSKA, Khimki and Unix. How far is the Astana club from their level? I don't want to offend other clubs, but far from CSKA Moscow. The rest of us can do it, and we proved it. Which season is the most successful so far?
Наверное, первый сезон, потому что мы играли.
Probably the first season, because we played very well. We had an excellent lineup and coach. They beat Žalgiris. In the first season, we were in the first round of the playoffs.
Соперники. Соответственно, мы потом, конечно, тоже попадали в первый раунд, но...
It is difficult to single out one season of Astana in the VTB League, because they are approximately all equal.
Тяжело, потому что они примерно все равные.
Astana's budget has been decreased twice. How much did this affect the game as a whole and the mood of the guys in the team?
По зарплате это сильно не сказалось. Конечно, была урезана зарплата, но не настолько, чтобы там, да.
This change didn't affect the salaries in a major way. The salary was cut, but not in the amount that can give an opportunity to fall into any kind of depression. As for the foreign players, yes, many good players work with agencies, and they negotiate their salaries for them. Those people slightly overstate the price. Respectively, the budget of Astana starts to shrink. But for the last 2 years, we've been playing with the budget 2 times less than it was, and good players are coming. For example, Ike Udano and Justin Carter. They do not get fabulous money, and there is no such difference in salary between our players and them, as it was 5-6 years ago. In the early years, it was precisely the goal to find expensive players. I guess that was the main reason.
Цель найти дорогих игроков, что ли, может быть, от этого отталкивались.
Championship of Kazakhstan on basketball. Is intrigue still alive?
Да, интрига сохраняется, интрига неплохая. Есть команда Атырау, которая на протяжении, вот я говорю, как команда.
Yes, intrigue is still there. There is a team Atyrau, which always fights with us, and even once we lost to them in the Championship of Kazakhstan. They were on the rise. We had financial problems, Many foreign players refused to play. It was 2015. We could not find a common ground. The team was not friendly. That season was the most disastrous.
Вроде у нас команда была, но как-то команда была не дружна. Вот это, наверное, 15-й самый провальный сезон у нас был.
You are the captain of the team. Do you have the functions to unite the team?
Конечно, конечно, я...
Of course. It's part of my responsibilities. I'm a bridge between the leadership and the team. I'm inside the team. I am very grateful to my teammates for listening and respect.
Уважение имеют.
Returning to the championship of Kazakhstan, every year the national championship has 3 prize winners. It's actually pretty bad.
Больше нет
Это
просто.
плохо.
Это очень плохо. Это очень плохо. Это очень плохо для молодых, в первую очередь, игроков.
This is very bad. First of all, it is bad for young players. As for adults, Anton Ponomaryov, Dmitry Gavrilov, and I, we have already proved everything. And do not dwell on it.
Но на будущее это слабо, это... Конечно, это не очень то, что вот именно молодые игроки, им некуда расти. Вот это плохо.
It's bad that young players have nowhere to grow. There is a team Astana, where everyone wants to get, but I can only allocate 1-2 young players who could train with us all over the country.
Может быть, максимум 1-2 человека, которые, ну, по крайней мере, могли бы тренироваться с нами и могли что-то показывать.
What do we need to do to make basketball in Kazakhstan the same mass sport as football or boxing? So the stands were full at every match.
Абсолютно все просто. Это, опять же, вот мы возвращаемся, это бюджет. Это все решает бюджет, конечно, потому что если человек, наверное...
It's simple. It's all about the budget. It solves everything. If a person will receive more money and will have a set framework, he will hold on to this place and work hard. And now I see that so many young players are lazy. I cannot accept this, because we grew in competition when there were 7 teams in the championship. For now, everything depends on the budget.
7 команд, которые конкурировали между собой. На данный момент только зависит, мне кажется, все от бюджета.
Я добавлю то, что при том у вас команда была еще цельная в Кустанае. У вас была хорошая команда, где...
I will add that you had the team in Kostanay. There was a team you aspired to be, you wanted to be just like them. You have a name. In Kazakhstan they know you, but you have a big mission. You must withdraw the national team to the World Cup. In 2019, 7 teams from Asia will go there. How big are the chances that we will be there too?
На данном этапе, на первом окне, у нас сейчас складывается довольно-таки все неплохо. Пока мы выходим с группы со 2-го места, это очень хороший результат. Шансы есть.
At this stage, we're developing pretty well. We're leaving the group from the 2nd place. This is a very good result. We have chances. We can win them not only at home, but also on the road. Philippines, Taipei. The only thing is that Australia, in terms of basketball, has always been strong.
Сыграть. Единственное, конечно, австралийцы. Но Австралия всегда была в плане баскетбола очень сильная держава. Всегда в сборную призывался с большим желанием, как и ребята.
I always was a part of the national team with a great desire, like the guys. We did not receive any money for this. You were right, of course. I want to make some contribution, because we lost 3 times for reaching the final, and for the 3rd place we lost. Of course, I want to put an end to this story.
Выход в финал, и за 3-е место проигрывали. Это очень обидно, и какую-то, конечно, хотелось бы как-то закончить это, какой-то жирной точкой поставить.
There are a lot of NBA players that can be found at the Asian Championships. Naturalization has become a trend. Is this good or bad?
Я думаю, это отлично. Я думаю, это хорошо. И, во-первых, такие державы, как Филиппины, когда они заиграли за сборную, Эндрю Бладчет, который игрок в НБА.
I think it's excellent. First of all, teams like the Philippines, where Andrew Batchett played, he's an NBA player, the player who scored. How many NBA players there are in China? They invited those who really played, but did not serve the number. From this, the level of basketball is growing in China and the Philippines. And people are inspired to train in basketball. They do not force anyone. Stands intended for 10,000 seats are full.
9 тысяч, 10 тысяч спокойно, вот, допустим, 9-тысячная трибуна, да, это, мне кажется, в жизни не запомнишь.
How are the relationships with the foreign players in the club?
Я вот постоянно говорю, что у нас какой бы легионер ни приехал, мы встречаемся, да, дружим.
I constantly say that no matter how many foreign players we had, We welcome them with warmth. I constantly say that no matter how many foreign players we had, we welcome them with warmth. There were no barriers. There were some conflicts in the first few years. Foreign players came for fabulous money and felt themselves like kings. I had some conflicts personally, but that's fine. Outside the court, we have excellent relationships. Often we go out together and relax. Today there is such a stereotype that African Americans are kings of rap and basketball. As far as basketball is concerned, is it true? I believe this is true. They're trendsetters in basketball. From there everything began. Everything comes from childhood. When you started training in basketball, did you have any desire to be like them? Of course I did. I tried different hairstyles. Playing on the court, I used to wear a hand bandage. I was called Jackson. It suited me well. I was the darkest and tallest in the team. You travel a lot. In principle, like all professional athletes. What does your family think of this? I've been talking to the guys for a long time. There are problems in connection with frequent relocations, departures. This takes a very long time. My wife knew about it when she married me. She's not jealous. She understands everything. I did not feel any problems. We're almost done. The only thing, now you have a chance to address your fans. The only thing I would like to wish is to more of you at the court. We need your support. Very few people come and enjoy the game. Rustam, thank you for the interview. We wish you big victories, in particular in the national team. Thank you for the invitation. Next on Sports Nation, coach Rinat Abjaparov will tell about the subtleties of education of future football players.
Хоп, левым, зашли в важный квадратик. Понятно? Потом спиной. Все, пошли.
Football is the most popular game in the world. It is played practically in all corners of the world, regardless of gender and age. According to statistics, in Kazakhstan, children are brought to football at the age of 5 and 6. When a child comes to football, no one can immediately say that he will become a professional football player. Everything will depend on how he will train, how he will pass his leisure time. We do not have a certain selection. We take any child, even if he does not know how to kick the ball. We teach him coordination and motor skills. The first thing that coaches teach their little wards. These qualities allow them to make the most important thing in football, to control the ball. The most important thing is to feel the ball so that the child can juggle and pass. The language of football is a pass. If you cannot give a pass, you cannot play football. In Astana, children are selected through tournaments that are held. Then everyone go to FC Astana. We had 2 boys who were sent to the tournament. They showed themselves, they were noticed, and invited parents were very grateful to us. They're training right now, and I hope they will progress. Football is a team sport, so coaches instill a sense of partnership among young sportsmen. Without it, success is impossible. The costs for football are relatively small. The simplest children uniform will cost 20,000 tenge. Approximately, the same amount will be needed for the appropriate footwear. I think this is the #1 sport. Everyone plays it and loves it. Football is developing well in Kazakhstan. Special bases are built, covered fields. It will be possible to train in winter. Many children are engaged in football. In schools, they want to introduce a subject on football. This will in turn contribute to the progress of football in Kazakhstan. By tradition, Video of the Week concludes our program for today. Enjoy the show of the incredibly jumping Shane Harrison, better known in the world as the king of skipping ropes.